那欢迎大家来到我们易格斯的线上研讨会，12月3号下午2点开始。你该使用一个iglidur干式科技轴承的5个原因。好，那现在已经2点4分了，那我想我们就可以直接先开始哈。那在开始前，我们有一个开场的影片。好，那大家好，我是台湾易格斯负责全台湾汽机车、自行车产业的产业专员，我叫 Gary 王志刚，很高兴今天可以来参加这个研讨会，可以邀请大家一起来线上参加。好，那今天呢，我们也很荣幸可以邀请到我们在易格斯德国总部的2个产业经理来跟大家解释，那产业业界一些更换为什么会换成一个是干式科技轴承的几个理由。好，那第一位是我们在德国负责汽车产业，同时也负责台湾他总共负责5个国家，韩国、台湾、印度还有丹麦。那这几个国家都是由他负责汽车产业，待会他会跟大家说明。那第二位呢是我们的 Alexander Musisenko，那他是算去年底我们新成立的一个产业的事业部，就是2轮产业。那2轮产业包括了像脚踏车、机车，还有所谓的沙滩车跟 UTV 全地形车的部分都是会由 Alex 来做协助。好，那我想时间差不多，我们就赶快进入章程好，那今天的话，我们大概当然就是说前面会简单的由我来跟大家做公司的介绍，还有产品的介绍。那最后呢，当然大家比较好奇的想了解的就是说什么样的状况这些客户这些业界的品牌会去使用那为什么他们换了以后有什么样的好处？那最后呢当然就是说欢迎大家提问，那你这中间有任何的问题你都可以随时提问。那在我们2位产业经理在做介绍的时候是不会有中文翻译的，那基本上我们有精美的中文的这个注解在 PPT 上面了，那你有任何问题你就直接在聊天室里面写下来，那最后我们会统一回答。好，那我们公司呢易格斯我们在德国，我们是一间德国的公司，那我们从1964年在德国成立的。好，那我们跟所有的其他的这个国际大厂一样我们都是从一个车库开始的。那我们易格斯最一开始的核心宗旨是什么呢？就是给我你的机械、你的设备里面最有问题的零件，我来帮你解决这个零件的问题。好，这是我们像照片中大家看到第一颗这个香菇轴承呢，这个就是我们易格斯的第一颗轴承。那我们是负责供应给汽车产业的龙头供应商Purebird 这个品牌用在它的水泵里面。OK， 那1964年成立，那在德国50几年现在2020年在德国将近56年的时间，我们公司一直在成长。那目前的话，我们全球总共有4150位员工，那科隆的部分的话，工厂端就有2000多位的员工，那全球有35家的子公司，那我们台湾易格斯也是其中一家的这个子公司。那左边一小角就是我们办公室的照片，那可以发现就是我们不是代理商，我们是德国全资的子公司，所以我们有来自德国的这个技术的能量，我们每年呢产业经理跟产品经理都会来台湾来协助台湾的客户来解决产品上面的一些技术问题。OK， 那去年的话我们全球公司的营业额大概是7.64亿欧元了，大概280亿台币。OK， 那每年的话呢，我们会开发出来大概300多种的这个工程塑胶的新产品。那目前我们总有10万以上的这个标准品的产品可以提供给客户去做选择。那发展至今呢，我们在德国50几年那目前的话我们有2大的这个产品群。那在左边我们可以看到的就是所谓的动态保护链条能量传输 链条或者说所谓耐弯曲电线电缆那这块的话比较多会运用在一些设备业上面那当然它其实在一些车辆那举例来说车子的雨刷、天窗或者是说像电动滑门，其实也会有一些链条跟动态电线的应用那今天呢，我们会着重在右边，就是我们这个干式轴承部门那所谓干式轴承就是说所谓的滋润轴承那滋润轴承有平面滑动轴承，也有所谓的条芯万向轴承，甚至线性滑动的线性滑轨这部分的产品。好，那我想大概简单的公司介绍跟产品就到这边。好，那我们可以请我们负责两轮产业的 Alex 来跟大家做介绍。好，那接下来我就把时间交给 Alex。Hi Alex, so it's time for you to explain 5 reasons why we should change into iglidur bearing.
Thank you, Gary. Thank you for the introduction of our company and our product. Thank you also to all the participants. And let's start with the first reason why you should use iglidur bearings. And this is the resistance. So what are the challenges our customers experience with their application? Those are the high edge shock loads, for example, in the suspension, the high temperatures, water, humidity due to the bad weather condition, for example, or it could be also dirt and dust driving in the woods. And I believe last one and one of the biggest challenges are the aggressive chemicals. And yeah, on the next slide, I will show you how Igus products withstand all these challenges. Yes, so the solution is the high performance polymers that we call iglidur. Our material and therefore our know-how consists of 3 parts, as you can see on the right picture in blue. So the first one is the base polymer, and it's our base of our material. This base polymer is reinforced by fibers and fillers, which can be organic or inorganic. So the last ingredient and yeah, are the solid lubricants which make the bearing sliding. Let's say which make the bearing slide. What is the main point and where you don't need an extra grease. Another benefit of our material compared to metallic bearings is the lifetime of the bearing and therefore the lifetime of your system, because the layer for lubrication in Igus bearing is the whole wall thickness. So we use the whole wall thickness and not only a thin layer of PTFE. So these properties of tribopolymers we use in our bearings, we have realized in many applications. Many applications I will show you on the next slide. Yes, on this slide, I would like to show you just a few applications. On the following slides, you will see more, some more interesting applications. So for the two-wheeler industry, for example, we provided many bearings for the handbrake and clutch lever or for the stand. For automotive industry, we are providing our bearings to coolant pump manufacturer or the active grill shutter, for example. The benefits of using Igus bearings are, as already mentioned, resistance to shock and edge loads, to corrosion and aggressive chemicals, to dirty environment, and yeah, of course, low and high temperatures. So yeah, let's continue with the second reason why you should use iglidur bearings. Ongoing pricing pressure is forcing OEMs and parts supplier to optimize their costs continually. So low-cost tribopolymers are commonly used alternative to expensive metal bearings. This is possible because of less manufacturing costs. That means less of energy is required, short cycle times, or less complicated design of the bearing. In addition, Igus can offer a lower part price because of elimination of lubrication and maintenance. On this slide, you can see a short overview which types of bearings can be replaced. Those are needle or ball bearings, ceramic or carbon graphite bearings, or the stainless steel PTFE coated bearings. On this page, it is shown in what application we could already improve the technology and reduce the cost at the same time. So for scooter and the swing arm, we replace the expensive needle bearings, which are also very complicated. Additional benefits are better wear rates, longer lifetime, and less maintenance. For sitting system in the automotive industry, Igus provides the clip bearings which can be easily installed and need less assembly steps compared to the metal bearings. This process saves assembly time and therefore the costs. So next reason why you should use iglidur bearings is the weight reduction. Due to the legal requirements, companies have to reduce the vehicle emissions. That means reducing the weight, reducing the fuel, and reducing the power consumption. This is not only good for the environment, but also for the customer's wallet. So in what application can be Igus bearings used in order to reduce the weight? In scooters, there are more than 20 possible applications, for example, in the suspension, CVT, or engine mount system. In the automotive industry, on the other side, the weight reduction is the biggest topic, especially in electrical or hybrid vehicles. Because of limited capacity of the battery, electrical vehicles are forced to save the weight for the range extension. Additionally, emissions norms continuously ask for reduction. And as already mentioned before, the effect of the weight reduction increases the lifetime of the battery and save your costs. At this point, I would like to hand over to Sebastian, who will present you further reason for using iglidur bearings. Thank you for listening.
Ni hao, guten Tag, also from my side. Thank you, Alex. Thank you, Gary. Thank you, everyone, for joining. And if we would have an internal competition, I would say maybe I have the two most important reasons to change to iglidur. But for sure, all of these 5 reasons are beneficial and very positive to use our bearings. So let's take a look into the 4th reason for our bearings. And this is the noise reduction. Noise reduction is definitely one of the most and essential requirements in these days, not only for scooter, two-wheeler departments, especially also for the automotive industry. If we take a look here, for example, the combustion engines like the diesel, benzene engines, they are getting higher and better quality insulation, which is covering and protecting like each sound and would make each sound coming from an application more hearable inside of the car. The electrical or the hybrid vehicles, you know them very well, especially in Taiwan, like also a lot of scooters like Gogoro, etc., having electrical scooters, and they are running very, very quietly. And that means you don't have a real engine noise, which is covering the sounds of the applications. So these are just 2 topics why the noise reduction is very important. Another point is the safety factor. Just imagine if you're riding and driving on the road and you hear like a squeaking noise all the time. This is getting irritation for the driver itself and is maybe a risk factor as well. Another point is the high quality impression. Like if you go to a new car shop or scooter shop and you move the armrest of the car or you move the seat of the scooter and it's squeaking or rattling, you will decide within seconds as a customer to not buy and purchase the car because it's not really a high quality impression for the customer. And these reasons are really, really important, and this is why the engineers focusing more and more on the noise reduction to have a high quality impression, but also to increase the comfort of the passenger. Typical phrases for noise generation in vehicles are BR, like buzz, squeak, and rattle, or NVH, like noise, vibration, and harshness. Like these two phrases summarize all kind of squeaking, rattling, all generated noise by components or assemblies inside of the vehicle. And there are so many tests for, especially the scooter, two-wheeler, bike, and automotive industry to test and check out the noise inside of noise chambers, test drives, etc., etc. And this is why we are saying make noise, be creative, choose the right bearing, but don't choose a bearing which is creating noise. And this is why we want to help you. And if you go with iglidur bearings, you can see the next picture, even the okay. So the next reason is the low clearance solution, and this is showing why and how we can reduce the noise inside of some applications. And here we are focusing on the pedal application as well as on the steering column. So let's take a look in the pedal system. Usually the pedal system inside of the car is facing like constant vibrations during driving, like you're driving on the road, like the car is shaking, and usually you have some clearance between the bearing, the housing, and the shaft, and this can generate like noises. And this is why we developed a very special design. You can see it on the left side in the pedal system. We have preloaded flanges as well as preloaded areas in the bottom of the bearing, and this is like reducing the clearance between the inner diameter of the bearing and the shaft. That means you will have a clearance-free solution with our sliding bearings if you choose this option. And this is a very famous solution for pedal systems or all these noise sensible areas of the car. Another example you can see on the right side, this is for the steering column, and here I still remember the customer came and like a very huge OEM car manufacturer, and he was like having troubles with the noise, with the buzz, squeak, and rattle issues in the steering systems. And he asked us, okay, what can we do? Because he faced another issue, and this was like he couldn't really replace the full system, so he had to go with the same housing. So the only chance he could replace and change was the bearing position. And you can see on the bottom right picture, we also use our preloaded design, put it in the customer's housing, the purple one, and he was reducing the noise very drastically. And you see on the left bottom side the improvement and the customer feedback he received. And like in general, he improved the quality of the vehicle, the quality of the steering column. He saved on the same time also a lot of warranty costs because people came to the car shop and complained about the rattling noises in the steering system. And all this together gave a huge customer satisfaction and also increased the brand value for the steering column producer as well as for the OEM in the end. This is a picture I wanted to show before. So all these noise reduction options with our bearings, if you go with iglidur, you can have a bearing solution which is so silent that even a baby can sleep very quietly and very safe and sound. Okay, let's come to the fifth reason, and here we call it install flexibility, or in other words, the freedom of shape. And this is what Gary also introduced in the beginning. We are one of the largest and biggest injection molding companies, and injection molding has a very big advantage, and this is about the shape, about the geometries you can realize by this production method. And you can see some special parts on the top right side, like in this Infinity logo. You see a lot of special parts we created for customers already, and every desired shape you have in your mind, we can create, we can produce for you. One example from the reality and from an application side is, for example, our clip solution. You can see them on the bottom right, and these clip solutions are made for a very easy and fast assembly. So Alex has also shown you the reason about the cost reduction, which is for sure always pushing us and the engineers to replace or choosing systems, create new systems which are cheaper than before. And here in this case, we created the clip bearings. We call it like that because you just have to clip it into the housing very easy. So you don't only have to compare the part cost by cost, or part by part, better said. You can also compare the installation time, the assembly time, because this is a very fast method to assemble the bearing, to put the bearing into the hole. And you can see in the seating system or in the hinge, a couple of bearings always used for protecting the wear. And one example on the bottom left side, this is the clip-on design from us. So you can see you can assemble the bearing by hand. You don't need to press in this design. You can just put it through the hole by hand force and come from the other side with a washer. It's a clip-on design washer, so it stays on the flange bearing, and you will cover both sides of the sheet metal in your application with our bearing design. Another example for the infinite geometries is also another product range from us. It's about the linkages. So you can see it here. The top left picture should show like the area near to the underbody of the car, means near to the brake system, to the wheel system, and it could be an application like a leveling sensor. It could be all kind of sensoric inside of the car, and also we are using these linkages in turbochargers, like very close to the engine. Or kind of transmission valve systems you have to activate by a linkage. We can use our linkage designs. You can see it here, and especially on this slide, we want to show you the possibilities to even improve our designs. And the bottom left is the black part. This is the old design with a larger undercut, let me say. So here, if this is in contact with dirt and dust, like if it's outside of the car located, you have the risk that dirt and dust is coming between the ball stud and between the housing of the plastic part. And this is why we developed a new part. You can see it right on the right side of this picture. And we have a much more flexible material for the linkage. That means we can increase and having a much higher undercut and less chance to get dirt inside of the application. And talking about the fourth reason before the noise reduction, for sure, it's for the lifetime to reduce the dirt coming in, but also it's reducing the noise inside of the application. This is it for the 5 reasons mainly, but for sure there are many more reasons to use our bearings, and there are many more products we have. Just to show you very quickly, we focused mainly on the sliding bearings, as you can see here, but we also have the Xyros ball bearings out of plastic without required lubrication, completely dry running. We have the roller systems out of our optimized materials, also no lubrication required. We also have the linkages as previously shown to you, and a very new industry and business for us is the gear system. You can see on the next picture, also out of lubrication-free materials, so no grease required for our gears. And last but not least, 3D printing available. We have machines in Germany for SLS printing, SLA printing for fast prototyping. We even have machines also in China, like very short lead times, shipping times from China to Taiwan. Provide you samples within days, let me say, always with optimized material and not with standard plastic material, always with iglidur material. For sure, for our two industries, it's the quality which is very, very important, like two-wheeler and automotive always asking for ISO norms, for high quality standards. So our company is ready for that. Igus is ready for this. We are providing and having for sure all important ISO norms, 9001 for the quality, IATF for the automotive industry, 16949. We have the economy norm 14001, sorry. And all these GADSL, cleanliness, burning rate certificates for the materials we will do, IMDS and etc., etc. We even have an optical control system you can see on the bottom right. This is checking the bearings before leaving our company to the customer. So it's checking for burrs, for damages, that you always have okay parts in your hands without any issues. This is very, very important for us. So that's kind of it. Thank you very, very much for your attention from my side. Thank you very much for being here. You can ask questions also in a minute by your microphone. You can put them in the chat as well if our team is available. Maybe already answered some questions, but also possible to answer more questions later. We are always open for your applications. If you have any projects, any new developments, or any projects like I shown to you with the steering column, like something which is happening, like you have noise issues or you want to reduce the cost. So we are here to replace the current solution with our Igus bearings. Would be really appreciating. And for sure, we are here in Taiwan. It's allowed to do the local visits, which is very great for us because we like to bring free samples to you to show you our products in person. But we are also here to visit virtually by teams like we're doing it here. We can join from Germany as well to support our colleagues to make a joint visit. And you can see me on the bottom left. We are able to do some exhibition tours, even if it's not really like I know exhibitions are happening in Taiwan. This is very great, but in the main or some other countries in the world, it's not really possible. So we created our own exhibition booth in Germany, in Cologne. And we can be there, Alex can be there, I can be there, Gary can be there maybe in the future if he's coming to Germany again, and we can show you more products, we can show you more innovations. We are creating new products each month, each year, a couple of hundred new products to show to you from our exhibition tour. Thank you very much from my side, and back to Alex maybe to say some words, and back to Gary. Thank you for joining.
Yes, thank you also from my side. Thank you, Sebastian. Thank you, Gary. Thank you for all participants. And yeah, from my side, please feel free to contact colleagues in Taiwan, also colleagues in Germany. We are very well connected. I'm happy to provide you a solution for your projects, for your for everything you just let us know, and yeah, we're happy to support, happy to help. Thank you again, and I think Gary, you can take over, and yeah, thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Alex. Thank you, Sebastian. 好，那我想今天的研讨会我们大概就到这边。好，那刚刚我们两位产业经理从前面提到的，就是说像成本的节约啦，降低重量，其实轻量化是现在汽机车产业大家都在努力的做的一件事情啊，因为轻量化不止你的这个油耗表现更好，抗腐蚀啦，然后最后就是噪音，然后还有一些客制化的这些服务那我们可以提供很多元的这个服务。那我想大家如果有任何问题，现在你都可以开你的麦，你可以直接问我们，那我们都可以在这边做回复。那我们大概会在这边多停留5到10分钟的时间，那都欢迎大家现在提问。那如果也没有的话，我们今天大概就到这边了。好，那就谢谢大家。